Hello and welcome back to Authentically Shawna. I'm your host, Dr. Shawna Burke, and I am joined today with my mom as my guest. We are on day 3 of our river cruise down the Rhine at Christmas time. So today, unlike other days on this trip, we are sailed in the morning. So normally we're sailing overnight to arrive at our destination. But today, because we were going through a really scenic part of the Rhine River, known as the Middle Rhine, they had us travel during the day so that we could see the beauty as we were passing it. Unfortunately, it was really foggy this morning. So while we were out on the upper deck, we didn't get to see a ton. We got to see a lot of fog, and which is its own kind of beauty, but we did miss a lot of the hundreds of castles that are littered throughout the region through rolling hills. However, at lunchtime, we did sit out. There's big, huge windows in the dining room, and we got to watch 3 beautiful castles roll by us. And you could see lovely towns and lots of vineyards. It's such a lovely experience, something that is just kind of hard to describe because you don't often get to have lunch with quite that view. And we arrived at our destination for the day, which is a tiny town called Rüdesheim, a town of 10,000. And this whole region, the guide told us, doesn't really have a quote unquote industry. It is a wine region. They're mostly known for their Riesling wine. And the reason why it's grown here is because their soil has a combination of slate and quartz, which is the perfect concoction in the soil for creating great Riesling wine. So we toured through this town, which really has 2 main streets. It has an upper street and a lower street, and that's where all the Christmas market stalls were. So during the first part of our time in Rüdesheim, we were with a guide, and he showed us sort of the in-between, the sandwich between these 2 main streets. And sandwiched in between those 2 main streets is where the vintners are, the people who create the wine. And in this town, the vintners aren't always selling their wine. So when they are, which is a few times throughout the year, they have wreaths at the top of their door and a light bulb. So if that light bulb is on, that is when you get to go in and have the wine straight from the vintner. Our second stop on this tour was, I think, our favorite. We got to go to a museum called Siegfried's Mechanical Music Cabinet. And it was just that. Siegfried, the man who started this collection, which is about, they said, 400 music boxes strong. And music box is probably not the right word because these are huge musical machines that take up large portions of space. He created this collection, very interestingly enough, after going to Knott's Berry Farm. And Knott's Berry Farm has its own museum with some incredible music boxes, music machines, we'll say, as well. And so it was just a really fun moment for us because we have passes there. It's one of the reasons that we wanted to come on this trip because we love their little Christmas market. So it was just a really fun connection for us to be in this tiny town and to be connected back home. So one of our favorite moments, or I guess my favorite moment, my mom's pointing at me because this is not her favorite moment. We got to hear a multiplayer box, and this box was in a brothel in Germany. And our tour guide said, I'm not sure if I should translate this name for you of the piece of music that you're listening to, but he told us anyways. And the piece of music that we got to listen to was called The Party Doesn't Start Until the Pants Are on the Lamp. It's so good. I mean, how is this not a saying? I can't wait to make it a saying. I'm bringing it into this millennia because it is so good. And if you see me and you ask me if the party has started, I'm going to tell you, no, not until the pants are on the lamp. So we thoroughly enjoyed, you go through this. It was a
history of musical box, small to as large as a cabinet or a dresser, and then back to small size like a record player, for those of you who know what a record player is. And just took you through the history of music being able to be recorded back in the day.
And it's interesting because it the technology again changed so quickly. What was happening for 20 years quickly changes. It was very interesting to hear how quickly the evolution was of music and hearing it and the ability to hear it and where you can hear it. And radio really changed the game for all these music boxes. It made them basically all obsolete. So we thoroughly enjoyed our time at the magical music cabinet. And we even got a little magical music cabinet to take home. We found a Christmas tree that we can put together that is a wooden tree and then it plays a Christmas tree. So we're excited to take that home with us as one of our, well, same thing. Yeah, it depends on where you're at. We're in Germany, so I guess it's O Tannenbaum. And after we left that tour, is about 4:30 in the afternoon. We had looked up ahead of time that there was a gondola. So they have a gondola that takes you. So the town is at the bottom of a hill and the top of the hill, and the whole hillside is covered in vineyards. So you get to go on a gondola ride. So we went, the sun was mostly set, so it's dusk. So we went on this gondola ride looking at vineyards, and then you could see the river, the Rhine, and then in the distance, there's two castles that you get to see, and just the beauty of these tiny towns. There's another town across the way. I mean,
It was a beautiful sunset
yes.
that we got to observe. And then at the top, there is also a monument, which by the time we got there, it was pretty dark. We couldn't see a lot of details, but it was beautiful.
Yeah, it's a very,
Go there just to go up the gondola and see this national monument.
yeah, for our guide explained that for Germans, this is a really important monument. So people from all over Germany travel to this town basically to see this monument. So it was really lovely that we got to go up there and see that on our own time. And then we came back down and got to wander along the market. And in this town, again, I don't know if I had explained this really well, but there's two main thoroughfares. And so there's Christmas stalls along the two main thoroughfares. So we just got to wander around and look at the lights and look at the stalls. It just so many good sights and smells and just people having a good time being in each other's company. So it was so lovely to see this town. And then we came back to our ship and had dinner with another couple who were on board, who were lovely. And just to sit and have a leisurely dinner with people is such a lost art, I think. And, we don't get to do it all that often. And so it's just been so nice to get to sit and enjoy people's company and chat and have nothing to do, which is such a gift. But not have to be anywhere.
That we like together and to be able to discuss things in a very polite way and learn about each other's lives and be happy for each other and celebrate moments of beauty that you see out in the world together. And it was a lovely day.
We are so happy to be here. We had such a wonderful time so far. And so we are heading to bed. This is the end of our day. And we are sailing on to our next destination, which I think, are particularly excited about because tomorrow we go to Heidelberg. And we watched a Christmas movie on Hallmark last year about an American who got to come to Heidelberg to sell her wares at the Heidelberg market. This was a pretty big inspiration for us to come on this Christmas market. So we're excited to see the actual Heidelberg tomorrow. So we can't wait to tell you about that part of our journey. Thanks for listening, and we will catch you tomorrow.